Hello, everyone. This is a Little Mistakes and Joys podcast. I'm Mary,
I'm JC.
and today we're discussing the post Degrassi lives of our Black female characters. Is that right?
Yep.
All right, JC, do you want to get the conversation started?
Yep. Basically we're just going to discuss basically what did all of our characters do after Degrassi? Because other than Liberty and I guess also Lucy, we didn't really see any other of the Black female characters and like what they did after Degrassi. So I guess to start off with the simple ones like let's start off with Liberty, of course. I think ultimately I could see her eventually like going to law school after she graduated. I know it's very popular to also say that like Liberty is the Prime Minister of Canada. I would like to believe that as well. But also I can just see Liberty just like having like as a fellow master student myself, I can see like Liberty just going throughout every single aspect of education, undergrad, masters, and doctorate. She's definitely gonna be Dr. Van Zandt by the time she's done with school.
I agree. I think in particular, she's going to be a constitutional lawyer. Like today, I really had to dig deep into it because I know that there's different types of lawyers, but when I say Liberty is going to be a lawyer, I wasn't specifying which type she would be. But yeah, I would think she would be a constitutional lawyer because we know that from her time on the student council, she always wanted to. She fought. She she came up with ways to make Degrassi a better place, and I think that that will translate to wanting to be involved in politics. And I think she'll be a competent politician, of course, not a pathetic one like 99% of politicians.
Yep, exactly. She will be the one good politician to ever do this.
I think also it will be interesting, like, because in next class she mentioned that she was on the intramural basketball team at university, I think,
Oh
or that
yeah.
she played. Yeah, that she was playing basketball with her felt with the people in the federal law class, and I think it would be so funny that in a universal J where JT was still alive, that she was a better athlete than he was.
Yeah, I think but I think like that would actually be something that JT would definitely love. He would be at like he will never get that school mascots out of him if Liberty was an
Mm.
athlete.
But it'd be really interesting because like it just came to me that if in a universe where Liberty and Jimmy was romantically involved, like imagine like if they dated or like that's how he got her out of her shell was getting her into basketball.
That would be sorry if y'all heard that little somebody revving it up in the background. But that would be incredible. I think that's like would be a good like foundation of of a possible relationship between the two.
Yeah, now I think about it.
Yep, definitely. I'm trying to see. I wish I was like more well versed into like Canadian schools so I could see so I can see that where more well versed in law school in general, so I can like headcanon where she would like go, like after she finished undergrad or graduate school, depending on which one she wants, depending on which one she does first.
Probably left Smithfield to do that post grad
Oh yeah,
at like
I can see that. I can see
at
that.
what was that other school?
Banting.
Banting, yeah, or
Yeah.
some or UOT or like somewhere where she's not where she literally is not at the same university for Emma and Manny for no reason.
Yeah, I still don't get what exactly happened. Like I don't know if I missed something, but it's just it's just at the end of season 7, they're just like, "Oh, she's going to Banting with that man." And all of a sudden she's at whatever school she went to with Emma and Manny.
Hmm. All right. So is the next person Hazel?
Yep, Hazel. Hazel be interesting. You want to go first?
Sure. So with Hazel, at first it was really hard for me at first to come up with headcanons for her post Degrassi life because this show really didn't want to do a lot with her. But like for a while, for my first idea is her being involved in the cooking. Like I don't know why, but like with because in my mind, Jazel got back together after high school and got married. Like fuck that shit with like Trina. Like I don't give a fuck. but
And Ellie.
that that she's like Aisha Curry. Like you remember when Aisha had like a little mini like cooking promotion going on or something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I could see Hazel being like really into cooking and be a good one. Like she's very much a happy like MBA wife. But in another hand, I do like when people see Hazel's going into fashion. I can see that too because I actually thought a lot of Hazel's outfits on the show was cute, and like she needs to start getting her followers for being a fashion icon like Paige was. So I think that fashion designing could also be cute. Like she'll have her own like little independent fashion boutique as a business owner. And number three, I can also see her. And this is out of spite because of how the writers purposely made Hazel a bad singer after Andrea Lewis tried to get her to give her plot to singing like I had Kane Hazel as going it being an R&B singer. That she could be an R&B singer. And I actually compliment Jimmy's rapping skills being a rapper like really well. Like she could be the Beyonce to his Jay-Z, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You stole the you stole like the words out of my mouth when it comes to Hazel being a singer or whatnot, and even added more to them. I would have definitely loved to see like, actually like Jimmy and Hazel making like their own their own song together, and like instead of like Jimmy and Ashley, of course, without the whole like the leading song or whatever the fuck happened. All I know, Hazel wouldn't do that, but yeah.
Yeah.
um Exactly. But like I do think Singer, I think like she is somebody who is just like I can see her just going like, just kind of like, being like, not having one like set career. And this is also gonna play to another character we're gonna get to soon. I can see her like not having a set career and just like kind of like vibing. Like I imagine like Jimmy's rich enough to just, have her like, to just have her like vibe and whatnot. So
Yeah, like Jimmy, he seems like the type that's Adele. He's taking care of his family and he's spoiling his family.
yeah,
But I think Hazel, like, she's just because I think she'll have like a whole like mini arc in adulthood and not wanting to be just a housewife. So she does do something for herself.
exactly. Yeah, I think literally like I think like those are all like fantastic ideas for Hazel. So yeah, I think those would be great. So our next character is going to be Shantae, and Shantae's relatively easy. Like I feel like she can easily like, work in like, kind of like work in the media, work in like, working kind of like, like journalism. I think that's like a very like, I think that's a very like good like career path for her.
Absolutely. Journalists are like with me. I specifically think because she was such a gossip and I think she runs a gossip blog on the
Definitely.
internet, a big one, like the Shade Room, but hopefully less. I can't say the word I want to say because it's too raw, but just not as ignorant as the comic user base for the Shade Room. But
Whatever you're about to say, I agree.
yeah, like yeah, I don't want to get into that yet, but I don't want to start let those words flying out. But yeah, she runs a popular black gossip site that's actually quite reputable. I think because Shantae, like she always has her tea down, or she would be like a young Wendy Williams. Like she'll have her own popular talk show or podcast. Actually, she'll invite some people, black celebrities, to be on her podcast. Like, mhm.
Yeah, I think that would be very fun for her. I think definitely like, I can see her like it seems like kind of like, kind of like oxymoron, like, kind of having to be like an oxymoron to say somebody like to have like somebody asserting good into like the gossip world. But I think if anybody can do it, it's gonna be Shantae. I think it's gonna be I think like, I love like the idea of just a podcast and just like having her own talk show would just be amazing. Just like especially just like that combo, like the Shantae and Dave combo, like that, like Dave being actor, Shantae being like a talk show host, like I think that's a amazing that those are powerful cousins right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Shantae would have like a lot of like just like fun. It's just like even though like obviously we didn't see like much of like Shantae like rarely ever got like one POV plot. It's just it was really cool to see kind of like her have that aspect of her that we can just like kind of go off of and just like kind of see like okay, she's probably gonna do something like that in the future and whatnot.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say in regard to Shantae. Do you have anything else?
No.
All right. Now we come up with the Marisa, who, in my opinion, was the most fun one to come up with.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. So like I think like Marisa, so I said earlier that like I see Hazel like, kind of like being somebody who's not really like who like isn't dedicated to one specific career. I see that same thing with Marisol. Except like, she just it's not out of like it's not like, kind of like we with Hazel, we said it's more so she wants to kind of like vibe around and just do what she likes. I think Marisol is just like, a character. She's just a person who just has all these different interests and whatnot, and she wants to pursue them all. She wants to take over the entire world. Like, like we say fashion, that's a path. Acting, that's a path. Modeling, that's a path. Like, it's just like all these like, it's just like a lot of these like, really like like a lot of stuff I could just see Marisol excelling at and whatnot. And we can't even forget the fact that she was president, so there's still more stuff that can be done there and whatnot. So yeah, it's just that like out there's so much she can do, and that she could probably go back and forth between like literally everything because she's just so talented.
I agree. Actually, when I first got back into Degrassi and around late 2019, early 2020, I used to headcanon that Marisol majored in political science because she wants to run the world. But then, when the more I started falling in love with her character more, she became my muse. I started seeing her as like an MUA. Like she'll be, and then she wants to be a business owner. Like I started seeing her as wanting to be a business owner. Like she wants to own her own makeup line. Like I even came up with, because I think she would specifically specialize in lip gloss. Like she has her own lip gloss line. And then also when I started writing my fan fiction, you really got a hold on me. Like there, I started headcaning her as into like being an actress because of the whole thing in season 10 where she was in the running to be the lead actress in Adam and Eli's spring play, but Adam vetoed it because he wanted Fiona, which I'm sure he would regret if he was alive, he would regret that every day, every day. It's because we also regret the relationship.
Exactly. We oh my gosh.
And like and then with the like modeling, of course, like modeling is just something that I can easily see her doing on a side. Like she'll make a perfect model. So like with and also to me it depends, and like I also like our friend Mimi, like her ideas of having Marisol being an event planner because I think she will love that because she's a very sociable, bubbly girl that likes fun events. So I think she would love planning events like weddings, baby showers, bridal showers, bachelorette parties, graduation stuff, like all that shindig. She would love that. Whether or not she will run into conflict with Drew and Dallas's party business is that'll be an interesting thing to see.
She has no like Drew and Dallas has like no chance of winning against her. No chance. But literally, it's just that she still is like the only way it was like there are like there are characters who are like who I feel like like the characters who can like do like can do like every single thing just feels like a bit unnatural. But with Marisol, it kind of fits very well. Like like hell, even in the grassy, like I felt like there were some times where I'm just feel where I would just like for example, I'm just watching an episode of the grassy, I'm just like, why does Adam need to be on this like like this like science the science like quiz bowl team? Like, why does that need to be a thing? And so I'm just and like why this character needs to be like also involved in like or like one of the season 13 season 14 seniors, like why do they have to be involved in student council, like but Marisol is just somebody who just naturally fits into all of these different categories, and it just makes sense for like just her character alone. It's like she wants
Like
to
she was
like
involved in Model UN too.
exactly, and it's just like and it's just like people like I just like it just feels so natural for her, and I feel like she's like she knows like that kind of like I feel like it would be like very interesting. Like like I love the storyline you tackle in Smells Like Teen Spirit, where she was just very stressed out of everything. But it's just like also will be it'll also be like something that will be very interesting to see like what if she like because she has these like big aspirations and seeing like what would she exactly like. What am I trying to say? If she just kind of takes a look at all of her interests and think, okay, what do I want to do as a temporary career, and what do I want to do as like a side hobby on the side and whatnot? What do I want to keep in high school? Like it's just so interesting with her character. Like she's the most fun character to talk about within this topic.
Absolutely. And like right now, I'm literally trying to find my document where I have her lip gloss line. And while you could talk about Shay while I do so, because
Okay,
it might be a while.
okay. So we are going to Sorry, I just saw a meme you just sent. But like, like literally, like, but we are going to circle back to Marisol in a second. But like, Shay is definitely like a character, like, is another very easy character. I can see her just like easily, like, obviously being a sports star, but also kind of like majoring in like, kind of like environmental science. I think she is easy because like because like I was just it's funny because I was just thinking about like athletes earlier because I was athletes are just like people who get admitted to college based off of like some sort of talent. Like for example, I was just watching like I was just watching Drumline a couple hours ago for a class. And I was thinking about like like athletes, like music, like musicians who just have like who are like admitted to college based off of like their talent and whatnot, but they do have to major in something else. And so when thinking about Shay, I think Shay and like I feel like some athletes, some musicians may like struggle in like that regard to like maybe like major in something else if they like are required to major in something else. I feel like like specifically athletes, I mean not musicians, but like athletes. I feel like Shay is like going to be a character who's going to be she's a person that's going to very easily adapt to that formula of having to of like being admitted to college, like and like like based off of like sports and whatnot, and hopefully being an athlete post graduation. However, she is like someone that's easy going to be able to like still major in something else, and then that way when she like like if she ever like retires as an athlete, when she retires as an athlete, she can easily go into something else involving environmental science. I do wonder if like and I think like that's just the thing that like I just like wonder like what exactly she'll do as like like after she's like not an athlete and she's doing like like some like environmental science. Like I was thinking should I like I was thinking like should she teach? I'm like I couldn't really see Shay teaching on like Tiny, but like I think like, but I think that, she could definitely like, do a lot of stuff with it with like, with like, environmental science and like or like, and whatnot.
That's good. That's a really in-depth look at it. I like for me like and maybe because next class is just so hard for me to like come up with post career options for. Like for me, I just have it as her like a professional athlete that of course like I think she would do biochemistry if that sounds fitting for her character. But like I think that would be she'll be a professional athlete that of course is in the Olympics. Like I think she's a gold medalist, of course.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Okay, there I found it. Mary Marisol's Cosmetics. So she has a sugar, like her lip gloss is like has like a texture appearance of like sugar scrubs, if you know what they are.
Cool, cool, cool.
And so the initial flavors are, because they're all like food themed. There's chocolate, vanilla, honey, brown sugar, cinnamon, caramel, spiced orange, strawberry, cherry, lemon, mint, grapefruit, apple, grape, raspberry, and almond. Then there's the special flavors, which are maple syrup, oatmeal, coffee, butterscotch, peppermint, lavender, rose petal, cucumber, unicorn, chai or CHAI, um, apricot, cherry blossom, lime, margarita, mango, pina colada, pineapple, eucalyptus, coconut, and ginger. These are the exotic flavors.
Nice, nice.
Then there's these special mixes: unicorn, cherry blossom, apple cinnamon, strawberry lemon, strawberry banana, red velvet, blackberry, raspberry lemon, mint chocolate, dark chocolate, and blueberry.
Ooh, those all sound really cool.
Yeah, like it took me because like I used to be heavy into like I was starting to get really heavy into makeup and like I might sink back into that because I do have a lot of makeup products. But yeah, I think she would go for like something cute. Like she would go for something cute, like her, because she had a very colorful and like cutesy way of dressing. Like she had some little glamorous, sexy outfits too. But I think for the first part, she would do with some cutesy, fruity flavors, sweet flavors
That would be real.
to stand out.
I think something that would be really cool if like during like her a commercial for her lip gloss, for like lip gloss line. I think it would be very cool if she recreated the film she did for Brett Barnett's.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Like if she like becomes like an actress or director, like she definitely like harkens back to that infamous "it was lip glossy oh boy" moment.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I think like something like while we're back on Marisol, I feel like Marisol would definitely because like this is like I'm majoring in higher education and student affairs right now. So I'm thinking like I always think a lot about like what these characters' educational choices will be like. I see Marisol double majoring in like in like undergraduate. I don't see her going to grad school, but I see her double majoring in like some in like something maybe like fashion or maybe like fashion and business. Wait, no. Fashion and theater with a minor in business.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. Like I think her and Eli would be like a good dream team type of couple.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. But yeah, like I think like we said, like the fact that we had to come back to Marisol just proves how much of a fun character she is. Like to think about her future because she was just like just so talented in all these different topics.
Yeah, like Shay and Liberty are going to be the most academically successful to me, while like while like they're going to be more like low key. Like Shay, if she becomes a celebrity, she's going to be very private of her life. Like while Marisol and Shantae, they dominate the social scene. Like when they're not in their respective careers, they're being socialites.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But I do also want to cover Lucy. And while we kind of Lucy's like path is kind of relatively like set because we've seen like what she wants to do and whatnot. But yeah, it's like, she's a filmmaker, so I guess we can say we could probably like accurately predict like we could probably predict like what exactly like what kind of films she's done ever since her time on like ever since she like left Degrassi. I like obviously like there's It Creeps, and so we can see her, I can easily see her doing like a lot of like, very like, some horror films, some cult classics. I can also see her doing like, some like comedy. I think like, I think like her doing comedy would like work very well because it seems like watching that episode, she seemed like she would be like do very good at like a comedy film.
Yeah, yeah, because Lucy, she was fun. And like I feel like even in her horror movies, like even watching her horror movies, you would see that there was that her set had good vibes on set.
Exactly,
It
exactly. Oh, were you about to say something?
no,
Oh,
that's
okay.
hmm
But yeah, I agree. It's just like there's like so many good there, like you said, there's good vibes on set, so that was fantastic. And I just think like also like I she definitely is gonna have great like fashion and like all of her films. 'Cause I feel like great costume design. Because I love what she did with It Creeps. I love like I always will love what Snake was wearing in her film. So yeah.
hmm
Yeah. But yeah, I think those are all of the characters. Do you have any other headcanons in regards to their future?
I just as a general my mind is so particular that I a lot of my headcanons for their post Degrassi lives depend romantically on who they're with. Though I gotta be honest, like Shantae, whether she's with Danny and Kenan or she's with Sav in my fantasy world, she's doing the talk show crap. The actress thing with Marisol, I only really see with Eli because that's just my whole thing for their dynamic. With Mo, I think she would do the like with Mo and Jake and Casey, I would still think that she would do the makeup. Like Jake, I don't know why I think that she would still be focused on event planning. Like with Casey, because the fact that I could see him being a basketball player easily, like in the NBA. Like she would have enough money from him to get a really successful modeling career or or makeup line are like with Jake, I can also just seeing her full time career being at MUA, and with Mo, professional MUA with her own makeup line. Like, yeah.
Oh, I really love that you just like have those like different kind of like you have those like different headcanons for like Marisol specifically where you just say like oh, she's with this person, she maybe do this, and she's with this person, she may do that, especially with the whole actress thing with Eli, because I feel like because like some people definitely like kind of may need that like push and like to like meet the right person. Like I mean like we kind of saw how it was with like when Dave like kind of started to pursue acting more when he like started to become friends with Eli and whatnot. So I think like having that where like Marisol kind of has that push, like a bit more push to acting with Eli is just such a really good idea.
hmm
but yeah, I think that's like but yeah, I think like I think those are all just fantastic ideas all around. And this was like a very, very fun, like especially like since I'm like so since I have like I'm very like career like focused. I always like to see like what people like what how do people like turn their passions into their lives. That's why I really like just love seeing like talking about like all of this and whatnot. But yeah, if there's nothing, but yeah, if there's like I don't have anything else to say. But if there's but like if there's like if there's nothing else, if there's nothing else you have to if there's nothing else to discuss about in regards to like that regard, I guess we'll just end the episode here.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening in. I also have fun discussing this, and we hope you guys would subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, you know, follow me, follow my main YouTube channel, Marisol's Eli, my main Twitter account, Marisol's Eli, my TikTok account, Marisol's Eli, my fanfiction account, Black Sansa Stark. Now, JC, you promote your stuff next.
Um, well, I don't have social media at the moment, but if you want to, you can follow the JC Elliott's on Twitter. I just like, probably won't. I'm just not on that app at the moment, so I probably won't follow you back. But once I inevitably get back on the app, I will probably follow back. But yeah. But yeah, other than that, we have like, other than that, like we will see you all later.
All right, have a good night.
Bye.
Thank